Hey everyone, I'm Elfowls, and welcome to week 2 of the MGL. Last week, in week 1, we did win very narrowly, so we're up 1-0 going into this week against GawdBear, coach of the Chicago Phalanx. So they are rocking with a team here, and we're just going to go through each role kind of. Timber, which is a nice, bulky fighting type, a very solid little cup staple. It's going to be very hard to take down, has the bulky sets with Drain Punch, Bulk Up, can hit hard with Priority Mach Punch, so that's going to be something to watch out for. Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Vulpix, which are going to make a nice ice offensive core, snow core, of course, with the Slush Rush on that Sandshrew. Dupiter, which is kind of interesting. It can't do Sticky Web because that's actually banned in this league, I'm pretty sure. So it's just going to be kind of a nice bulky water type with that Water Bubble ability, or potentially Water Absorb to switch in on my water types. Charmander, which is normally a Sun Abuser, but on this team, looking like it's just going to be more of a general special attacker, or maybe Dragon Dance setup sweeper. Teddiursa, which likes to do Toxic Orb Quick Feet sets, hit hard with that fast 140 base power facade. Gible, which can do Scale Shot Swords Dance setup with that Earthquake stab coverage, or be bulkier with Hazard setup and Rough Skin. Gulpin, nice bulky poison type. Cacnea, Water Absorb attacker with potential to set up spikes or just go all out offense with Grass plus its Terra type. And then Palmy, which is kind of just a run-of-the-mill electric type attacker, but with Terra, of course, it can get whatever coverage it wants. So, interesting matchup here. I'm definitely kind of laser focused in on that ice type offense. That's going to be a big thing to deal with. So you'll see a lot of ice resists on my team. Of course, we're going to have to deal with a lot of slow, bulky threats, but of course, there's potential on their team to set up a lot of speed. Of course, you have Slush Rush, Sandshrew, Quick Feet, Teddiursa, and Scale Shot, Gible, as well as Priority Mach Punch from the Timber. So we'll have to watch out for those things. But generally, I have the speed advantage. So with the team I brought here, we're starting with Inkay. That team does not have a Dark type on their side naturally, so Knockoff and Psycho Cut look very spammable here. It's very threatening to everything. Superpower only helps that more because it's super effective into the Ice types and the Teddiursa, and of course it gets us set up, so I can see Inkay going really hard here. Protect is actually here as well to stall out Snow on the Snow core, or maybe Toxic Orb on the Teddiursa. And then we have Boron Berry just to get some more recovery on this set. Fuecoco here is up next. It's just going to be our bulky fire type, great against the Snow core. Pretty much here for that. We have a pretty standard moveset of Flamethrower Will-O-Wisp, Encore just to prevent any shenanigans from my opponent, and Slap Off for recovery with that Eviolite for the bulk. Launcher here has the Assault Vest. This is actually just a byproduct of the league having an item clause of only 2 of each item, so still want us an extra bulk on Launcher, but I don't have any more Eviolites to give, so we're just going to have to settle for that. Assault Vest works out. It's mostly here, at least the item slot is mostly here to be able to take on the Vulpix a little better. We can take a Freeze Dry and potentially take it on with the Aura Sphere here. But the idea here is kind of just to be a nice bulky attacker. Water Pulse is pretty darn threatening to most of their team, and Aura Sphere covers the Vulpix, Teddiursa, stuff like that, and then you have Ice Beam for a Cacnea. U-Turn's a nice pivot move because we actually don't hit the Dupiter very well, so we can U-Turn off of that. And then we're Terra Water on this set. Water looked like a good defensive typing regardless into this team, so might as well just boost the power of those water moves. Quaxly is up next with an Eviolite set, pretty bulky. We're just trying to take on the ice types once again, also great at taking on the Charmander, especially with its Dragon Dance. And we also have the generic set on this. Liquidation, Brave Bird, great coverage in the matchup, Rapid Spinner for removal, and Roost for healing. Next up, Tingatink. This is an Air Balloon bulky set. Air Balloon Pickpocket is always a great combo. Even if we don't use it to soar over a ground type move, we can always just take a hit and maybe steal an Eviolite or something from an opponent. So get some more Eviolites than maybe the item clause intended. We'll see. But yeah, we have Draining Kiss because that's just kind of a nice stab move. This makes us great into the Timber and the Gible. We're great into that Gible, especially with the Air Balloon. Encore to prevent any, random setup or shenanigans from my opponent. Thunder Wave just to slow down their offense so the rest of my team can deal with it. And then Stealth Rock because we want to deal with those ice types very nicely. Stealth Rock's great for that. and I hope to set that up early, get Tinkatinka in, maybe in the lead slot, so I can do that. And then lastly, we have Doduo. This is going to be my main offensive piece for the matchup, probably an early game breaker. It has the Yashi Berry to potentially survive an ice move from the Vulpix, or maybe an ice shard from the Sandshrew. Brave Bird's great. General coverage for the matchup, does great damage. Quick Attack picks things off. Low Kick sneaks itself onto this set because it is pretty good into the quad weak Alolan Sandshrew. And then Protect is once again here to stall out Snow Turns. Or that Toxic on the Teddiursa. So yeah, that is going to do it for the team. Very quick breakdown for you guys, and I'll see you in the battle. Alright, playing against GawdBear today for week 2 of the MGL. We are looking at a team of Vulpix, Alola, Kimber, Sandshrew, Alola, Gulpin, a little bit of a surprise there. Dewpider, and Teddiursa. So no Terras today on that side. I do have Terra Water Launcher myself, just for that extra power on the water moves. We don't see Charmander, which is not too much of a surprise. Let's see. Anything solid, its only real poor matchup is probably Gulpin. Wait, Coco's also alright. I could also go with... Let's try to set up early rocks with Tinkatinka. I think that kind of sounds best. Yeah, good luck, have fun to GawdBear. Yeah, no Charmander. That's like the main exclusion from the higher tiers. No Giggle, not too surprising. Yeah, just a little surprised to see Gulpin over anything else. We have its Vulpix. Alright. This is a pretty good matchup for me. It is gonna outspeed me, but it can't, like, taunt or anything, so... And the best it can do is probably... I think it gets Encore, but I'm happy to have my rocks up regardless. Does get Encore, so that's something to worry about. I could Thunder Wave first, actually. Any good answers to that? Not really. Of course, they could just switch out. I'll give it a shot, though. I think I'm happy with a Thunder Wave on anything. They do switch. Matcha is the... Oh, it's Gulpin, right. Okay. Alright, so Gulpin, it is decently likely to have Fire Punch, I think. But if it is Fire Punch, I do take its Eviolite, if it has that. Actually, no, it would have Sticky Hold, so it probably doesn't. I think I would be really happy getting a Stealth Rock up here, though. Let's try it. This is risking my, Ice type check in Tinkatink, but I have a couple items that I can kind of cycle between. So this isn't the worst thing in the world. Those are Toxic Spikes. I did kind of think that might be something that happens. That's rather unfortunate. I do have Quaxley to remove those. Let's Encore. Okay, so, I did let them get another layer of P-Spikes up here, but that might not be the worst thing in the world. I could T-Wave again. Or just get off a Drain Kiss, or switch. Keep in mind, hail or snow turns too. You can see if it's Icy Rock here. I'm gonna T-Wave again. I think their best play into this is to go into Teddiursa. They go into the... Ooh, they do go into the Sandshrew. And I get a nice pair on it. So any Slush Rush it has is now cancelled. That's great. Okay, but I do get to go Quaxley here. Foxy is hopefully the only casualty to the T-Spikes, since I can just immediately spin them away. And we do get a full para. Nice. And it's no stops, so I'm assuming that... Yeah, that's gotta be 5 turns, that's not Icy Rock or anything. So we're gonna spin. Yeah, if the spin goes off successfully, which there's no reason it shouldn't. Yeah, there's no ghost types, obviously. And we'll see what the Sandshrew does this turn, but I mean, nothing horrible to switch out. This is a pretty good first couple turns for me. It's the Untitled, okay. Takes rocks. And we do have a speed boost. So I am now up to 18 speed. I mean, a Brave Bird should definitely be doing this thing in. So let's do that. Yeah, alright. Nice, and then we're getting a Moxie boost here. Don't know what that Untitled was going to do. I don't really know what Untitled does in World Cup. But whatever it was doing, I can get it off. We're decently well set up here, actually. Cotton Candy is the Vulpix. I suppose this could be Scarf. Freeze Dry. Should definitely be KOing me, yeah. Is it? Yeah, it is always KOing me, I think. So, is that worth potentially risking Quaxley here? I mean, we're poisoned. I guess we could spin is the thing. Freedo. I think finding out about a Scarf here would be very nice. Or I could just go for a Coco, actually. I don't know, man. What is not Scarf? But I can just take it out here. It is Scarf. Okay. Alright. Like, yeah, that's a nice check that I have gone now, but Sandshrew's paralyzed, so it's fine, right? Quick Coco. Can Flamethrower pretty free here? Let's do that. Do you have a switch into this? I mean, Gulping, maybe? I really don't mind that too much. Let's Flamethrower. Caramel is the... Oh, it's this thing, alright. Timber. Doesn't take too much. Flame Orb or anything. It is at about 62%, maybe. So that would be, how much did I do with a Flamethrower? I just keep going for Flamethrowers. My fighting type answers are not super great. Let's just go for it. Get our damage, right? I think a third one should take it. Goes for knockoff. Yeah, that makes sense. Deals 6 damage to me, so that's definitely like max adamant. I go for my Flamethrower here. This looks like it takes it out. It's really hard to tell, actually. It's definitely, this is an Eviolite Timber, I'm pretty sure. In case you switch out, alright. And we see Gulpin come in, okay. He's also Eviolite, let's see. Probably? Yeah. Could go Inkay here. Whereas Inkay a little too useful. I could go Doduo and just start going for damage. This is tough. I also just don't know what this Gulpin wants to even do. But if I get Doduo in, it's not super useful with a Scarf Vulpix in the back, so we can kind of expend its health here. I might be okay with that. Okay, it's going for its Key Spikes again. Okay, and Brave Bird, I mean, I don't know what this thing's investment is, but we can try it. It may KO here. If it's not, like, really physically defensive. It might be. Who knows? Alright, get a Brave Bird off. It does KO. Neat. Low KOs. Open. With Brave Bird. A lot of Brave Bird KOs this game so far. What is the Sandshrew? Okay. And Shrew. I think we've seen both of the Eviolites already. So if this is offensive Sandshrew, I think Low Kick does actually take it. If it has some bulk, it might not. But like I said, Doduo is not super useful, Timber's pretty low, and Vulpix is Scarf. So let's try this Low Kick here. That's probably an Ice Shard. I did have the option for that. Cool. That Ice Shard would have done, I'm gonna assume, Life Orb. 45 to 65. So I would have lived it. Okay, now we see the Teddy Ursa in. I really doubt Low Kick's gonna be any good in this thing. Let's see, House, Doduo versus Teddy Ursa. I mean, Brave Bird does a ton of damage. Okay, yeah, this is like the Protect Quick Feet variant. Quick Feet Teddy Ursa does outspeed me. I think I might be able to afford protecting once. It definitely like takes me out here. So I'll protect for the toxic damage. Goes for its facade. Yep. And like I keep saying, I do think Doduo is expendable enough. We're going to go for the quick attack. Neat. Alright, so Teddy Ursa is going to take that KO, of course. Alright. I think I will go for pink here. Let me think, let's assume, I don't even know if it gets Fire Punch, but let's assume Fire Punch. We do not go down to it, so it should be fine. You would think Earthquake would be the cover team, so I don't think it can touch me, but even if it has the Fire Punch, we'll survive it. So Granicus. It does switch out. Okay. What is this, Timber? Yeah, they're gonna sack their Timber. So it's only Vulpix and Tardiarsa left after this. Yeah. I think they could clean this up. Actually, I don't know. Yep, Vulpix takes its rocks. Granicus does two-shot from here. So, I mean, might as well. So I think they can take the KO on Tinkatank by breaking the balloon and then going for Earthquake with the Tardiarsa. But I even have like Protect on my Inkay, so there's no way it's outdoing the Toxic Chip. Or yeah, it's not surviving. We crit pack with Draining Kiss, doesn't really matter. Two-shot regardless. Alright. And yes, we are going to take this KO. Okay. KOs. Vulpix. Good stuff, and yeah. Just got Tardiarsa left. I'll of course just let it take this KO with, I assume, Earthquake. So, Granicus. Yep. I imagine this KO's me. Yeah. Alright, and let's see what it takes a hit. Launcher versus Tardiarsa. Facade actually can KO that. What about Coco? I'm actually without my EV light. Coco should live Earthquake and Facade most of the time here. Yeah. There's it's like a 1 in 16 roll. It has to be a max roll to KO me. I guess I'm assuming that's Jolly. So if it's Adamant, I wonder. Adamant, it becomes a roll in its favor to take me out. Ooh. Alright, well, let's see it. If this isn't Adamant Tardiarsa, then this might actually be dependent on my Protects. Ooh, okay. Alright, we definitely come in with Squid Games and Protect. Very nice. Yeah, Protect was mostly to stall out Snow, but it works out for Toxic stall, I guess. And hey, it did stall out the Snow just now, that's fun. And we do take it. Tardiarsa goes down to his own poison. Nice, hey, good game. GG GawdBear is a 2-0 win. Game went pretty well overall. Toxic Spike's Golden was a bit of a surprise, but we worked around it decently well. And yeah, that's going to do it for week 2. Kind of a simple one this week. Next week, of course, week 3, we are facing Gunk, who is a very good player. So tune in for that. We're 2-0 going into that, so that's great. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.